Welcome to this episode of the DJ Interview with your host, Harry the Big Dog.
What is up, everyone? Harry the Big Dog here, and this is the DJ Interview. We are here on Tuesday, as always. Put in the chat what is up. We got a special guest coming on right now. Oh man, this dude, amazing. He's from the Bronx, so you know we cool already. He's a Yankees fan, Giants fan, all the New York teams fan. So we already boys. I don't even known him that long, but we boys already. So this DJ we got coming up, DJ Dennis Vasquez, aka Dennis Vasquez, the DJ. This dude, like I said, he's from the Bronx. He's been DJing and doing his thing for over 30 plus years. And now he's representing New Jersey area. Let's bring this dude on. What is up? Dennis Vasquez, the DJ.
What's good, my brother? What's good? What's good?
I'm chilling. I'm always having a good time. How's it in your neck of the woods?
Hey, I can't complain. We living, we breathing, we here. Nothing to complain about, right?
For real. You got on the wake up list this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's get this thing started because I'm anxious to hear your story. Let everybody know your well, that is your government name.
That killed
my first.
Yeah, it is my government name.
That killed my first question. But let everybody know when you got into this DJ game and how you got started.
Sure, I was like 12 years old, but before that, my brother's older than me. He had a friend that was a DJ. So he used to do block parties, and I used to beg my brother, let me go to his house because I want to see him DJ. And he was just one of the guys that I seen actually DJ. And just like, I lived across the street from the projects, so I used to go to the projects when you used to have the park jams, or when they used to do like basketball games. They used to have the DJs out there. And then in elementary school, one of my classmates, his brother used to work for a freestyle company called Cutting Records. So
wow, I remember that label.
Yeah, it was called Cutting Records. It was mostly like freestyle artists. So his brother used to work for that company, and he had DJ equipment at his house. So I used to go to his house too. And he used to just show me, and I said, "Damn, I can't wait till I get my own." So I just begged my mom, I need turntables. I need turntables. So the first thing she bought me was a Gemini mixer. It was like $50. We went to Canal Street, bought it. And do you remember back in the days how the do you remember the stereos?
Yes.
It used to be the rack, it used to be the turntable on top, and it used to be the amp, it used to be the equalizer and the tape deck, and then on the side it was the speakers. It was the
speakers, yeah.
I took the turntable out of that, and then I took another turntable that I had that my father had an 8-track in the front. and you had to, you turn the knobs to change the channels. So that's how I had them two until, my mom seen that I was like kind of serious, and then we went to Canal Street again and just end up getting the two turntables.
For everybody who don't know that's coming here, that's not from New York, Canal Street was the place. It was in Lower Manhattan, and that was the place where you pretty much got everything. Chinatown, all all your equipment places that where we started and got all of our stuff. The speakers, Gemini, everything. It was
Yes,
Gemini,
Gemini,
everything.
Gemini. Newmark was there. Newmark, Gemini. There was another thing called Gem Sound.
Gem Sounds. Oh, I forgot about them.
Um, I think it was Pyramid too, right? Pyramid had something.
Yep.
Oh, remember a couple people went to Radio Shack and got the Radio Shack mixer.
Realistic.
Yeah, Realistic. There you go. And that was wow, that was Radio Shack. Wow, that was.
For real. Back
But
in the day.
yeah, but it strictly was Gemini. Gemini was definitely
Uh,
was was it.
DJ Level Cam is saying crazy nostalgia. What's
Yeah.
going on, bro? Um, so you started now. What year are we talking? You're 12 years old. What year are we talking?
Wow, I'm 45, so
A long time ago.
yeah, I would say 12.
Man, that's got to be in
89,
the
89.
90s.
I would say like 89,
89,
88,
90. Yeah. Okay.
88, 89.
So
But like
you
I said,
came,
I was always around it. I just
yeah.
didn't have the equipment. I was always around it. And I think the first person I ever saw perform was Bismarck. Rest in peace, Bismarck. He came to the junior high school from where I
Mhm.
was at, and my brother's friend was DJing at. So it was actually at the gym at Bismarck, and then from there, as I got like to the when I was here like 14,
Mhm.
I used to use my brother's ID to get into the clubs because back then you had to be 18 and over 21 to get in.
For real.
So we used to go to Times Square. We used to get the fake IDs. They say Columbia University with the age and everything. So we used to get into the clubs, and that's when I started seeing Red Alert. Actually, it's crazy because Kid Capri was from around my way in the Bronx. Yeah,
Yo,
Kid Capri,
wow.
and so because Kennedy High School, Kid Capri went to Kennedy High School, so did Dua, and I went to that same high school. So uh, I heard that Kid Capri had a barbershop at Kingsbridge. So I used to go there just because he had a barbershop there. But that was my understanding. I don't know if it was true or not, but
Mhm.
they said that's Kid Capri's barbershop. So I used to go there just because they said it was Kid Capri's barbershop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So now you starting to DJ in the analog. And I know we're gonna talk about the digital, you switch over to the digital later, but you started off analog like all of us because there was no such thing as digital.
No.
You remember the first record you bought?
The first record. Actually, I know the first couple records was given to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the first couple records was given to me. And I think the first record that I bought, I think I bought it. Do you remember Nobody Beats the Wiz?
Yeah.
Because that was a couple blocks. Because remember, I was born in Uptown Manhattan,
Okay.
so that's where I really started it, and then I moved to the Bronx.
Okay.
So um, it was a Bismarck. I just can't remember what, but I remember it was a Bismarck because after I saw him perform, when I was,
Nobody beats the biz.
yeah, and I end up go, and it's crazy because I end up going to Nobody Beats the Wiz to go get the record, but I don't remember. I know it was a Bismarck record. I just can't remember which record was it from Bismarck, but it was
Nice.
definitely. And then from there, I started just shopping. I used to, because in New York, in junior high school, And in high school, we used to go out to lunch. You didn't have to stay in the school.
Yeah.
You can go out for lunch and go, grab go get something to eat instead of eating the school lunch. So I used to save my money, and that's how I started buying my own records. I used to
Nice.
basically like starve, you know what I mean? But that's how I ended up buying my records. And I used to jump on the train. I used to hop the train just to go, you know, go to the record stores, just to go and buy some records and stuff like that. But
Now
man, it was
you,
definitely good.
you lived near Fordham Road.
Yes,
Shout out to everybody from that area. You know, Fat Joe wasn't too far down on Webster. I think Vice or
I think it was on
uh,
Trinity Ave, something like that.
Trinity. Yeah,
Yeah,
Trinity.
yeah.
So, what record shops were over there? I know it was a few of
Um,
them. Was Beat Street over there?
yeah. B Street was actually underneath Dr. J's, right off the concourse.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the concourse. I forgot the name of the other street. I want to say Valentine's, but it was
Valentine. Yeah.
so it was on Fordham Road. So it was underneath. Um, I know Dr. J's was on top and B Street's in the bottom, but that's not where I started getting my records from.
Mm.
I started getting my records from Downtown Records, which was on 23rd and 6th Ave in
Okay.
Manhattan. And also, I used to go to Rock and
Traveling.
Soul. Yeah, I used to go to Rock and Soul. Remember Rock and Soul, and it's still there. Rock and Soul is one of the least record store that's out, and I
Yeah.
think just in the world, because Rock and Soul been there since I was going there. I used to go see this guy named there was a guy named Benji that used to work there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Benji, what's the hottest joints you got out? So and I said, well, this is how much I got. So don't pull everything out, because like the first time I told him that, because my friend told me, he said, go see Benji and just tell him all the stuff. And he started putting. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't got that much money. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, yo, the next time I said, yo, I'm sorry, I apologize, but I said next time I tell you how much money I got for you. You can just tell me what's the hottest ones that I can get.
Yeah.
So Benji helped me out. At that time, I was like 13, 14 years old, shopping at a Rock and Soul, Downtown Records, and there was a couple other record stores. There was one on 23rd between 3rd and Lexington. I can't remember the name of that store. Actually, that was across the street from Baruch College, which J-Lo went to.
Oh,
And
okay.
actually, the Fugees filmed at right across the street from that record store I used to go to. I just can't remember the name of the store. The Fugees filmed the what's the name of that?
One of their songs,
Yeah,
video.
the one that Lauryn Hill sang. On Killing Me Softly.
Oh, okay.
They actually filmed that there. So I was like, oh shoot, damn! I wish I would have knew that they were gonna film. I would have just came just to be an extra. Yeah, but that's how
Nice.
basically. Yeah, I used to just go to the record stores because B Street came after like Downtown Records
Yeah.
and Rock and Soul, and Rock and Soul was across the street from Macy's.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I just used to back then. I used to just hop the train and just go straight down there. I didn't even want to spend money in the train. That's how much I just wanted to just save all my money, just go buy the records.
Nice. DJ Super. He said, hey, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. We might as well now. He said, DJ Hazardous. I'm sorry. Dennis, what's up?
Yeah,
So now, what was your first DJ name when you started at the age of 12, 13, 14?
my first DJ name was D Mac.
D Mac?
Yeah, D Mac, but I spell it MAK. And
Okay.
I don't remember. Do you remember a store on the concourse right off the off Fordham Road called Young Star?
No, I ain't
They
been down
they,
there in so long.
they what back in the 90s and stuff like that. They had a store called Young Star, and they used to do the stitching on the hats and the fitteds. So in the back of the
Oh,
hats, you could put your name. So I used to put D Mac, because there's this kid that was in junior high was like, yo, you D Mac, you D Mac. So I stood with the D Mac. Then eventually went to Hazardous, and then from Hazardous to where I'm at now, my government name.
Yeah, we gonna get into that. So you're DJ D Mac. Where are you playing at? Where did
Well,
your early DJ career take you?
I wasn't playing nowhere because I was still young. The only thing I was doing it more for the house and like friends. I did like a couple hooky parties because back then you could do hooky parties. I did do one time I did a
I ain't heard that term
my
in
junior,
years. Hooky
yeah, hooky
party.
parties. Yeah, so we did hooky parties, and then I did for my junior high school. I did a dance out there. So but I was still being knucklehead at the same time. So I wasn't like really taking it serious. It was just more like a hobby and stuff. Then at Baruch College, um, I knew a couple DJs around the neighborhood
Mhm.
that they DJ there, and I got on for a couple, just to do a little set and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing big.
Yeah, DJ
But
Cam is there. Yeah, DJ Hazardous.
yeah, it was
So
great.
now, so now you're too young to get into these things. When did you really do your first paying gig? The freebies don't count. You're a DJ when you first get paid. When did that happen?
Actually, is when I came to Jersey.
Okay.
When
You-
I moved to Jersey, um, I started doing little parties here. Actually, this how it went. I came to Jersey. Well, I came to Jersey on some street stuff.
Mhm.
So I kind of left. I wasn't even really paying no mind to it. I mean, I had the equipment and everything, but I wasn't paying no mind to it. I
Right.
would go back and forth from here to New York, but I was just strictly on, doing, street stuff. So when I went back in '97, no, I think I went back in '96. I went I went back to New York. I just stood there, and then I found out I was gonna have a son. So I moved from New York to Bethlehem, PA.
Mm.
So when I went to Bethlehem, that's when I started getting back into it. So I started
Okay.
buying records out at this place in Allentown. So I started getting back into it, but I didn't see myself. I was doing it, I didn't see myself going anywhere over there, and I didn't see the market for it over there. So I said,
Right.
you know what? So I stood there for like a year and a half. Then I came to Camden. But before I went back to New York, I met this guy named DJ Fade in Camden. And at that time, he was like the biggest DJ in Camden. He was like the number one DJ in Camden. And I met him. And through him, he got me some gigs and stuff like that. And got me into a couple like private joints. Uh,
Right.
and we did a couple bars and lounges and stuff like that. So that's when I really got it. It was because of DJ Fade introduced me to the scene out here, in South Jersey and Camden area. That's when I started getting paid. Then, like I said, I went back to New York, and then I moved to Bethlehem. And then when I came back, I met up with him again.
Okay.
So when I met with him again is when we started, doing privates and other stuff. And he got me into doing bars, a couple strip joints and stuff like that. So, and then it just took off from there. But then I stopped again.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped
What
again.
did you get tired of DJing or other circumstances?
Not just for personal reasons. Plus, I had to raise my sons.
Yeah.
I didn't have the time to do, the DJing and take my sons to football, baseball, basketball, for
Mm.
whatever. So I had to kind of like put that on pause. So then I got back into it. And once I got back into it, uh, I don't know who I met. I used to go to Alma Records in Philly. That's why I used to get my records over here in Philly.
Mhm.
Then Alma Records, um, I don't know who I met that got me into at at that time DJ Ran was like the number one DJ in Philly.
Right.
Ran had a record pool, so I joined that record pool. Then from there, I knew this guy named Peru. and I think Peru introduced me to Cam, or I don't know how I met Cam, but somehow, some way, either I got introduced by Cam, by Peru, DJ Peru, or I met Cam, and then Cam had his own record pool.
Right.
I left DJ Rand's record pool to go with Cam. So and then at that time I started, doing, and then kind of pause again for a little bit because of trying to get my kids right, trying to get just trying to raise. Because remember, there was times that I was a single father,
Oh, okay.
so that's why I couldn't actually keep up with it because I became a single father. So just trying to be a single father, like I say, two boys, trying to get two boys in here, doing this and doing that. Uh, that's what kind of took me away from it.
Right.
So, but then, um, you know, as my kids getting older, I said, you know what, let me get back into it. And that's
Now,
how, but at that time I was DJ Hazardous all the time.
now, the DJ Hazardous, did that have any meaning and why you named yourself that?
Well, at that time, I think 90, before I went back to New York, I think 95, 96, there was two guys from the Camden area that was they were rapping, so they needed a DJ. So the group was called Hazardous.
Okay.
So then uh we kind of like, it didn't really work out. So I just took the name Hazardous.
And it
So since the
and
group
it
didn't
just
work
kind of
out,
stuck with you.
and it stuck with me, and I just did my own logo out of it, and I just put, and my signature was just, Danger Zone. So I ran
Mm,
with DJ Hazardous for the while. I even did mixtapes um at the time when reggaeton was popping. Well, I mean, not saying that it's not popping, but when it first started, like getting on the scene and the United States side, I used to
yeah.
do reggaeton mixtapes and stuff like that. Then I
Okay.
did a couple other mixtapes too, but everything was on the DJ Hazardous. So um I met up with some dude from North Carolina. And he said, "Yo, I like your mixtapes. Can you send some over here? We don't have nothing like that down here."
Really?
Yeah, so I started sending him a lot of mixtapes, and just doing that. The only thing I didn't send him was like reggaeton because that wasn't a market out there for that at that time.
Right.
So I just sent him like a lot of hip hop stuff, and
Okay.
then he got me on this. Then this was a long time ago. That was the first internet station that I was on.
Mm,
So I did like an hour mix. This is like when before or anything even happened. This was like an hour and a half mix, and he used to play the an hour and a half mix throughout the whole 24 hours a day.
wow.
Yeah, just for a whole day. And I was like, are people gonna get tired of listening to that? And he was like, well, this. And he said, yeah, but it's. And then he used to just add some mixtapes that I used to just put on. I mean, I used to do.
Hmm.
He said, well, I'll just add some mixtapes of yours. And I was like, all right, but it was just me the whole day. But it was the same. It was just running it. I'm like, I don't know.
You got tired of yourself?
Yeah, well, I think everybody did because I'm like, but at that time, like I say, I think it was called CX1 Radio or something like that. CX1 Radio.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was wow. This was like before I didn't even think even people even thought about even doing that internet. So I was still hazardous at that time, and just like I said, doing the mixtapes and then doing parties and the clubs, and actually I did clubs in Philly on the DJ
Hmm.
hazardous, uh, Club 27, Club Shampoo, um, the Warehouse. Uh, there was other clubs like Center City, Old City that I did. So that kind of, I
Right.
mean, it was a good run with the name. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So now you just don't play hip hop. What other genres of music do you play now?
Well, I play Latin.
Hmm.
I always play Latin, but hip hop, R&B, and reggae was my. That's how I started,
Right.
and house music and freestyle. That's how I first started. Because from back in the days of New York, you used to go to the clubs. You used to hear house music first
Yep.
before they actually go to the
The
hip hop.
garage and all of them
Yeah,
places.
Garage, Red Zone, Palladium,
Mm-hmm.
Octagon, Sound Factory. So you'll actually hear house music before you actually hear the hip hop.
Yep.
Because remember back then, the clubs used to be open for like almost 10 hours because they used to go there, and by the time you come out, the sun is out.
The sun is out. It's morning. You going to breakfast.
Yeah, and there wasn't no such thing as no after hours back then. Because you go to the club at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't have to go to after hours. So you go to clubs. So just watching Red Alert. Uh, actually, there was one night at the Octagon. It was Red Alert. I can't forget the other DJs, but I know Fushnik is performed and
Mm-hmm.
and Cypress Hill. Actually, I think that was Cypress Hill's first performance in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, and I saw them, and I thought they were from like the Bronx.
Yeah. The way they look, right?
Well, not the way they look. There's a part in the Bronx called Cypress, so that's what we thought
Yes.
from
Cypress Hill, the project.
Cypress Ave.
Yeah.
So I thought they were. We thought everybody thought they was from the Bronx. We didn't know that they were from LA or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So just be going to the clubs and just at that age, just watching other DJs, man. It was just I just used to love it, and not only just the big DJs, because I remember I used to tape Red Alert at night. Remember,
Yep.
because back then when he was on the radio, everybody used to tape his radio show.
People had two radios taping Red Alert, and who was the other DJ on
It was Red Alert. It was Marley Marl.
Marley Ball or BLS?
Yeah, Kick was
WBLS.
on BLS for a little bit. Ron G was
Yep.
on Ron G was on BLS for a little bit, and then remember before Hot 97, it was Hot 103.
Yes.
It was Hot 103. Then when they switched over to Hot 97, it was from Master Flex.
So were you around when they had 92 KTU? No.
Who was that? That was
That that was a station way back in the day. They used to play disco and
no,
a
I don't
little bit
remember.
of
I don't remember that.
freestyle and all that. Oh man.
The only one I remember is Stretch on Stan Papito.
Okay.
Uh, when Hot 103 switched, because remember Hot 103 was mostly like freestyle and stuff like that.
Yep.
And when they changed the format and went strictly hip hop with Fun Flex, and then Kiss FM was Red Alert.
Yeah.
Who else was with Red Alert? I forgot who
Chuck
else.
Chuck Chill Out, right?
Yeah, I think Chuck Chill Out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and BLS had Marley Marl, Mr. Magic, rest in
Mm-hmm.
peace. So if we used to just tape them, I mean, if you was from New York or lived in New York area, like what's that, North Jersey, Southern Connecticut, everybody
Mm-hmm.
used to tape. I mean, you couldn't wait till they come on.
I know a dude on this stream now who got a whole bunch of tapes from both stations. No names, DJ Cam. Super DJ Super is saying, yo, he likes those QSC speakers
Yes,
behind you. Oh
I got a
man.
bunch of them. I got like 12, like let's see, four, like 12, like 12, 14 speakers.
Gee, you serious with that DJ, huh?
Yeah, what's crazy? Because like I said, I'm not saying I don't want to. I didn't fall off, but when I took a break, um, I didn't really have nothing. I just
Right.
had I just had my two turntables, a Vaztex mixer, I was very out of touch of it. And
Mm.
one night, a friend of mine was like, "Yo, you don't go to this thing called DJ Cafe?" And I said, "What the hell is that?" And they said they do it every Tuesdays. And I was like, "For real?" It was like, "Yeah." So when I went to there and I seen what people was already DJing with the upgraded stuff, I was like, "Oh, okay, so I got to step it up." So my first party back, I had to use my friend's speakers.
Mm. What year are we talking? You coming back this time?
I want to say like I want to say maybe
19.
like almost 10 years ago.
Okay, so it was wow, about 2012, 2011.
Yeah, something like that. When I were actually like, because my kids are getting older now, so now I have the freedom. Then I met my wife, so I was getting that help now. Now I can move around and do more stuff because before
Right.
I was just stuck. I couldn't do nothing because I had my sons. So when I got back, I just said, you know what? Just that one party, because I didn't have no speakers. Remember, I only had, and I felt like out of touch. I'm like, I'm still DJing with a Vastek. Everybody's on advance with rain mixes and everything else. I'm like, wow. But I mean, I had the Serato when it first came out. And I was like, wow, I'm out of touch. And I had
Right.
a Toshiba laptop. I'm like, oh man, I'm way out of touch. So that party, I was just like, it was a birthday party, and I was like, wow, I gotta step this thing up. After that party, on the drive home, I was like, you know what? I'm changing everything.
Mm.
Then I was still hazardous, but I just started going and just being around other DJs and just seeing what was going on. 'Cause I was out of touch for a minute. And
Right.
me just being around other DJs, just started seeing other things. And I just got into, just purchasing stuff. And after purchasing, I did one gig. It was a corporate gig that I did, and it was a vice president from this big corporate. And he told me, the name sounds nice. I like the name, DJ Hazardous. But a lot of corporate people won't hire the DJ Hazardous.
Mm.
And it had me thinking. I
And
didn't
and I definitely wanted you to tell the story. I'm glad we just rolled right into it because a lot of people, you know, you hear that term keeping it 100 and keeping it real and all that stuff, but sometime, and you're about to tell the story to where, you on the fence, but whew, go ahead, finish this thing.
Yeah, so I didn't know what he was actually talking about because I wasn't, I was still a little ignorant. I'm not, I ain't, I'm like, hey, I don't know, you know. So he was like, yeah, man, if you're trying to make corporate, you want that corporate money, you want to make it big with the corporate world, and you just want to, and not deal with, stuff that you don't want to deal with on a day-to-day basis and get food or, when you can just get a straight up check. And I said, okay. And so what I did was on the way home, like it had me going crazy. And at that time, I was smoking. I was smoking weed at that time.
Wow.
So I was going home, I was smoking weed, and it just freaked me out. And I'm like, damn, this guy's telling me something, but I couldn't figure out what he was saying. And I'm trying to get it to, to register to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, like, what is he saying? So that week, I just meditated on that. And I said, I think he might be telling me to change my name.
Mm.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to change my name. So I went from DJ Hazardous to my government name. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna use my government name, the DJ. So, and ever since that, I just took flight.
Things just started happening.
And things just started happening, and nobody even knew who I was.
Right.
And then people was introducing me, was like, you know this guy named Dennis? And it was like, who the hell is Dennis?
Right. So you
Nobody
supposed you
knew. And then
hazardous,
when they
right?
saw me, it was like, that's Haz. And I was like, oh yeah. I said, yeah. I said, but now I changed my name. So that's how we all got, onto that. But just changing the name, to be honest with you, was a game changer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just a game changer, but I looked at it as, you know what, I want to I want to be able to do what I want to do and get ahead and live it.
Right.
Not just get ahead and talk about it or just say, listen, I'm just Dennis Vasquez, the DJ. I actually want to do it now. Now I want to spend time with it. I want to invest in it. And like I said, I went from having no speakers when I came back to having, speakers, to having equipment. Um, Not saying that I didn't have. I had the 1200s, but I still had a Vastex. I got another pair of 12s. I said, you know what? I'll leave the ones that I have already that I've been rocking for forever
Mm-hmm.
at home, and then I just take a pair, and then I just get some newer mixes, and just get into the rain and just stuff like that. And then I got with Cam, with the internet radio station, you know, and with
freeagentradio.com. Shout out.
yes, definitely, definitely. Uh, and just building relationship with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then once again, Peru came in, and I gotta shout him out because he definitely Peru came in, and Peru was like, listen, you want to do this hood bar in Philly? And I was like, you know what, Peru, I'm with it. Let's go. You know what? It's time. I think it's time. So I did that hood bar, and come next, now this is a hood bar in Philly in the Badlands. This is like, you can't, it works. And I'm like, I'm there by myself. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Right.
So I went over there. I tore it down. I was like, so they was like, yo, when are you available? So I'm like, I'm available whenever you need me. But I didn't, Peru introduced me to another guy that was his spot. That was that was his residency.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me whenever he's not working or whenever he's booked doing other thing, I can come in. I said, fine, that's no problem.
That's dope.
That same hood bar, I got rid of a DJ on Thursday nights that was doing Latin night.
Oh, I wanted to
So
bring this up too. I'm glad you segued into it. Yeah.
yes, so I never did a Latin night before.
Mm.
Never in my life. So I just went and I said, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I had the Latin music, and I never
Right.
did it all night. And doing that Latin night even got me even more exposure to other spots around that neighborhood. So I went from one spot to another spot to another spot to another spot and building relationships with people in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Then I started getting booked for private parties from these people that was coming to see me. So I was like,
For
wow,
the Latin music.
yeah, just from the Latin music. But it was Latin music. But remember, I used to play like reggae with the reggaeton just to mix it up and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
not only that, when the other DJ wasn't there, it was regular hip hop night. So so they seen me playing that hip hop, and a lot of the bartenders, at that time, the managers, they was like, yo, you can kill it in a lot of things. I even I'm at a hood bar. There was times I didn't even play at that time no trap, and I got
Mm.
away with it. So at a hood, you gotta play trap. You gotta now you gotta play trap and drill. But I was able to get away with it
Mm.
without even playing that, and I still had the place rocking. So they was like, "Yo, you're nice." So then I started meeting other DJs, and they were like, "Yo, can you fill in for me here? Can you fill in for me there?" And I said, "Sure." And I was doing it because I wanted to build a fan
Yeah.
base in that neighborhood and fan base in Philly. And just building that fan base got me other places that I never would even probably would have been DJing. I went from nothing. I went from like 0 to 100,
Mm.
and now I'm doing strictly like I'm booked every single weekend. Some weekdays, weekends. Sometimes I have two gigs.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I might have 3 gigs in one day. You know what I'm saying? So, but and then I build relationships not only with just with the people. I end up getting jobs with some nonprofits organizations, with some companies. They just started calling me. I was like, "Yo, such and such told me to reach out to you."
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're on Facebook, you know how people would just like, "Hey, I'm looking for a DJ." People would start tagging me in.
Yeah.
So it's like, for instance, I'm doing a party on the 29th. Somebody tagged me in, and that person reached to me. And he said, out of everybody, he liked he liked me, and he's like, I like the way you work, and you look like more professional. I was going through your profile, and he was like, so I wanna hire you for my wife's 40th birthday party. So just building relationships, and I just kept it real good with a lot of the DJs,
Yeah.
with the people, and then just trying to, and then like sometimes I get extra work that I can't do.
Mm.
So I pass it off to other people that I might, listen, hey, you book this day, you do this, and then I got other companies. There's right now one, two, three, four. I got 4 companies. They DJ companies, entertainment companies
Right.
that they'll book me, especially for their Latin parties. If it's a Latin wedding, a
That is
Latin,
dope.
a
That is so
quinceañera.
dope.
Yeah, so a lot of them, they call me constantly, like, "Yo, can you do this? Can you do that?" Because they know that I'm on time. They know that I'm there. They know that I'm trying to live and eat off of this. And now I'm trying to take it even further. Now I'm learning just off them 4 companies
Yeah.
to where now it's time for me to take flight. I gotta keep going. I gotta, because I'm learning. I'm always gonna be a student to the game.
Yep.
I'm always gonna be a student. So I'm learning, even, just from anybody, and especially like, who's older than me and who's been
Mm-hmm.
in this for so many years and actually do this completely full time. I looked up to Cam. I still look up to Cam. Cam has been there from day one, always been a good dude to me.
Yeah.
And what he did, I don't even know how many DJs personally that I know that did what he did, just being in the radio for so many years.
10
You know,
years.
yeah, and not only just that, having your own record pool, doing celebrities, doing clubs, doing this, traveling. I don't know that many DJs, me personally, that did what he did, that I can call actually my brother, and I can call and have a conversation with him. I know the DJs, yes, but Cam is one that I look up to because I know him personally. These other
Yeah.
DJs, I know them. I know a couple of them that have their own companies, and I look up to them too. I'm like, wow, and this is what they do. So I'm trying to take it to now that level where, and one day, hopefully, God willing, I can have a DJ management company.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Oh man. You you
Yeah,
got
because
you got a mentor in Cam. 20 years actually on the radio, but 10 years owning his own. Oh,
Yeah, and like I said, he was one of the first ones that started it and still continue it, no matter what, and it's still going.
yeah.
And one thing I like what I don't want to say like what I love about Cam, he when he started, he had DJs, then a couple of DJs left and this and that, ups and downs. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's still there. He
Yep.
still stood with it, regardless of whatever. There's people I know that started something, and if it didn't work, they just up and left,
Gone.
gone. And for Cam to stay with it, regardless of whatever, he still, and to this day, he still got it.
Yeah.
There's DJs or owners to whatever. If it doesn't work, they just skate out and go to the next thing because that didn't work for them. Listen, man, when you love something, you're gonna do it regardless. You don't.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, DJs, we do DJ for money, but if you don't have the passion for it, the money's not gonna be there.
Yeah. You're not gonna be good. You're not gonna be
No,
in demand.
you're not, because you gotta have the love for it. You gotta eat, breathe, and poop. Whatever. Seriously, this is what you gotta do because this is something that. But you gotta stick to your guns. Like I said, Cam is one. I got a couple other ones that I look up to. Like I'm like, wow, if they can do it, and I'm watching them. Not saying that I want to do what they do. Of course not, because I'm completely different.
Right.
And my thing is, for me, for my advantage is good because I can do Latin. I can do an open format night, which I do on Fridays. On Fridays I do open format. I play top 40s, alternative rock. I play country. I switch it up to everything, and people get stunned out of it. Was like, how the hell you just did that? Or like on my Friday nights where I'm at is an open format. I play Spanish, I play hip hop, I can play some trap, you know, like I said, country, top 40s, and I can get away with it because it's something that's just me connecting with the people. And
Right.
remember, music is everything. I don't care what type of music it is, but music brings the best out of you.
Right.
Whether you're tired, you energy, you emotional, even mental, it brings so much out of you. People cry off of music, people laugh off the music, people wild out off the music. You in the club. If you was in the club back in the days, you hear Annie up. You was
Oh,
you know what I mean. Like you just going crazy. Like you ready to smash people over the head with a bottle. You know what I mean. Like so music.
building shaking because everybody
Yeah, because
stomping.
music just brings out so much out of you, and that's what I like to do. I like to service people. I like to give them what they want, and just building relationships is one thing I love doing. And um, I think what separates me too with other DJs is that I love every DJ, regardless of whatever. I don't care if you start on a controller, turntable, whatever because remember, not these kids nowadays that they don't really know because they didn't started with that.
Yeah.
They started with controller. That's all they know. And remember, we coming up, my first thing was a $50 mixer.
Yep.
And I had to take that Fisher turntable, and then I had to take I think it was a Panasonic stereo thing and try to put them together.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see the young kids now that don't have the money but getting a controller and started off it. But then I see them as they're growing and making something out of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes the old heads be kind of like, you ain't. They don't know nothing. That we
You
can't.
ain't real.
Imagine how I felt when they told me that when I was young. Oh, this guy, he ain't even got 1200s. They used to laugh at me. Or if you had Gemini turntables, they used to be like, this guy ain't. He rocking with Gem. The only thing you was certified is Gemini mixes.
Yeah.
But if you got Gemini turntables or any other turntables that wasn't to 100, you was getting laughed at.
Even Gemini speakers.
Yeah, even Gemini speaking. And not only remember Gemini used to do the DJ coffins. Remember that it was the rug?
Yeah.
And remember it was a big mixer? Oh my God.
The big long mixer.
And it had the equalizer on top, and it was yeah, man.
All of
It's
the little
crazy.
crazy simple sounds.
Yeah.
Oh man. DJ Don Julio, one of your Latin, he plays, from what I remember, a lot of freestyle music.
Where's
Confirm
he
with me, DJ Don Julio. He is from the West Coast. Or yes, I believe he's in Arizona now.
Oh, Arizona. I know a dude out there. He's from out here called Dre Day.
Okay.
DJ Dre Day. He's from out Philly, but he lives he's out there in Arizona, pushing his brand and DJing out there.
Nice.
Another good brother that he be reaching out to me, like like if he gets something, since he used to work in Q102 over here and he should do some stuff. If he gets something over here, he'll hit me up. He'll be like, "Yo, I got something over on back home.
Mm-hmm.
If you're available, like it's crazy because people actually hit me up every day, like, yo, you available for this? You available for that? Can you do this? If it ain't just only my stuff, like people calling for me, and just for other people, other companies, everybody's hitting me up, yo, can you do this? Because one thing is not only is building a relationship, but keeping it real professional.
Yes.
I keep it very professional. I'm on time.
That's very important to people. Being on time.
Being on time. Being professional. Like when I'm out there, I dress accordingly to what the event is. If it's a wedding, a sweet 16, a quinceañera, I'm with either bow tie or tie, in a suit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's just a corporate part or something, I'm in all black with my, a polo shirt with my logo on it.
Right.
If it's something that is a 50th birthday party or whatever, I go professionally. If it's a bar, club, whatever, then I just, I just dress how I just want to dress because I just want to feel comfortable. But,
right.
Being professional about things. And I know sometimes it could be a pain and annoying when you have people that's actually asking you for requests. It could be annoying. Trust me, it could be annoying. It could be a pain. But you know what? I off of requests, I got private parties.
Mm.
And what I tell them is I don't brush them off. What I do is say, listen, don't kill the vibe now. But when I get that second, I will put that song on for you. If I have it and if it's appropriate for this event.
Yes.
And if not, can you give me another song, something that's appropriate for what we're doing right now? And right now reviving, give me something that can fit into this vibe. So I don't just brush them off. I try to, let's work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's what you want. You want to work with these
people.
people.
Yeah.
Because that's how you end up going. And they may not remember your name, but they'll remember your face. Somebody just came up to me a couple weeks ago. Was like, wait, ain't you the DJ? And I said, yeah. It was like, yo, I had some events coming up. Give me your number.
Wow. Just straight off the street.
And I'm doing something for them in November.
Yeah, that is dope, bro. DJ Don Julio, he's saying, yeah, Arizona, but he's from the Bay. You got Monique saying, hey, Dennis.
Oh, Monique.
All-Star Record Pool.
Yes.
She is so proud of you. As of, I know a couple of people on here that are fans of you too. Man.
Yeah, definitely, Monique. I used to go to the record pool, grab my records. She used to be up there. Yeah, definitely a good sister, man. Definitely super. Super's another one, and I love the way Super is with his interviews with Dash Radio and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
Another good dude, man. I like him. Real humble, real humble, real humble
Yep.
dude. Laid
Really
back,
good dude. Really good dude.
yeah, which is
So now
cool.
let me ask you this. When did you go from analog to digital?
When
Because
Serato
I
first came out,
and we talking about 20 well, when Serato came out, that was in the early
to early
2000s.
2000s, yeah.
Oh, so you switched over early.
Yeah, I switched over early because DJ Peru used to work at Sam Ash.
Y'all said you said his name and Cam shouted him out. We got to get him on here.
Yeah, Peru worked at Sam Ash for years, and Peru hit me up, was like, yo, we got a new thing. Actually, it was crazy. In 2006, me and Cam went to the Power Summit in DR.
Oh.
We went to the Power Summit, and there was another, I forgot the name of, it was something similar like Serato, but it didn't last that long.
Mm.
Actually, DJ Revolution was pushing, I forgot what was I think it was called Torque or something like that.
Torque, yeah.
Torque.
I got
Okay.
one of them.
So okay. So DJ Revolution was down at the Power Summit at that time, and he was trying to help them push it to the DJs. But Serato already had came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Serato already had came out. So I end up winning that Torque.
Okay.
And I sold it to someone out in Jersey because I already had the Serato. So when Serato first came out, Peru called me. It was like, yo, you got to jump on this ASAP. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? He said, come to Sam Ash and I'm going to show you. I paid $7.25 for it.
Mm.
When it first came out. I didn't know nothing about it. And I was like, Peru, what the hell is this? He said, trust me, this is gonna be the new thing.
This is the future.
All right, what's up, Cuzzo? I don't know who is Cuzzo, but what's up? I don't know which cousin is this. I just said, what's up, Cuzzo? So I went to Sam Ash. Peru showed me a little something. I went home and I didn't have a laptop.
Mm.
So I connected it to my desktop. So I'm over here trying to DJ and trying to, with the mouse, trying to do everything. Like I said, this ain't working, yo. I said, Peru, this ain't working. And Peru was like, yo, trust me, the records are fading. There's not going to be no more records.
Mm.
They're not going to be no more records. Which it was true. Because if you ask Cam, when we went to the went to the Power Summit, they was giving us flash drives with music on it.
Mm.
So I end up buying a Toshiba laptop. And that actually I had that Toshiba laptop for a while. Actually, when I took it to DR with me. And I was
Wow.
music in there. Yeah, so that's how. But yeah, if it wasn't for Peru telling me when it first came out, I would have never got. I probably would have still been, going to the record stores, or I don't know if that time of if the record pools are still open or not, or record pools are
Yeah.
still open.
They
But
started
yeah,
closing quickly.
yeah, man, that Serato killed the whole game, man. I'll tell you that
Mm.
much. But you know what? I miss it in a way, but I used to like going to the record stores because you used to see other DJs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because that's the first time I ever seen. I don't know if you're familiar with Touch Tone.
No.
He's the world's #1 blind DJ. I didn't think he was actually a blind DJ. I didn't even think he was blind. I said, "There's no way this guy's blind." And but when I saw him and met him at the record store, I was like, "Oh shoot!" Then I'm like, I seen Cash Money at the record store. And remember back then, the artists used to go to the record stores.
Yeah.
Remember they used to do the meet and greet at the record stores. So
Yep.
that was another big thing that you don't see that no more.
Mm-mm.
And they used to do it for the DJs, man. And I used to love it. Like I seen DJ JC. He used to be Ludacris DJ. When Ludacris was up here, I think he was doing a show or something. I caught his DJ up at the record store.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Yo, what's popping out in Atlanta? What's what's the biggest thing out there?" And it was crazy because he was telling me, and I end up buying some of the records he was telling me to get. So it was just being around that. It was, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good moment because you actually used to be around more DJs back then than what you do now. Now it's like everybody's not like either home or running around or just strictly on social media or just being on downloading stuff, you know what I mean, download music or
Yeah.
whatever, or just trying to get to what they need to get to. But back then you used to actually see DJs going, and we used to connect and, "Hey, what's up, what's going on, this and that," which was a good thing. But now it's like it's not that. Now I don't want to say it's not exciting, but it's not what it used to be, how we used to get
Right.
together. Yeah,
You had
it
your
was a
DJ cruise, and everybody went to, like you said, a DJ summit,
yeah.
or
Oh man, I wish that summer was still going. I ain't gonna lie to you. Especially now, especially I would love to go to that DJ summit now, man. Now, I mean, the way I feel so comfortable now, and I would love something like that to go down, man. I would definitely would love to go and
yeah,
go see some power. Yeah, like just conventions, I mean, DJ conventions and stuff like that.
yeah.
You know, I guess labels don't want to push no more.
Mm.
Because
They
remember, you
probably
not
probably
only
cutting money from somewhere, cutting costs.
yeah, not only just that, that I don't get. I used to get in after the Power Summit. I got a couple invites for listening parties,
Okay.
and because I disconnected from that, I want to get back into the going into the listening parties, because those are good things to go to, because there's networking, man. You network with other people, and you get to see other DJs. And my thing is always with DJs. I always want to be around DJs. I want to because I always like to learn. Like I
Hmm.
said, I'm a student. And I'm always gonna be a student. And I like to hear stories. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, uh, I'll listen to a Funk Master Flex because I know he has Red Alert up there,
Yeah.
and Red Alert be saying some stories that I love to hear, and I would, you know what? There should be a big platform for DJs because I love to hear them stories, because them stories you can relate to or bring the straight out of you. But you see what I'm saying? From you,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, because this is what we need, because we don't
Yeah.
have this. We don't have this at all. And
Mm-mm.
it's just basically now it's just too much. Too many people are caught up with the world, and they forgot. So, you know, we need more outlets like this for us,
Yeah.
because this is how we learn from each other.
And you telling your story, and like you're saying, all these DJs have stories. I interviewed mostly everybody you said: DJ Cam, DJ Super, DJ Don Julio, and their stories were amazing. And I'm going to get another 100, 500, 1,000 DJs to interview here before I'm done.
As you should, because we need that. We definitely need. We don't. You know, like I said, to hear it from other DJs, you learn so much.
Yeah.
I learned so much when I came back this time around. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I even learned how to do contracts.
Mm.
Back then, I wasn't doing contracts. You just pull up to the party, you give me the money, and then boom, that's it. Now, I learned how to do contracts. I learned how to do deposits. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
learned. uh, I don't know the whole business side of things, but I'm getting there.
Not yet. Yep. Not
Yeah, I'm
yet.
getting there, and I'm like I said, I'm still learning so much just from other DJs and just also from my mistakes.
Yeah.
Also from my mistakes, because I made a lot of mistakes back then. So just from my mistakes, I learned, and then being around great DJs and great people, you know, you take that and you analyze that and you try to put it to your own thing. You don't want to be the same as someone else. You want to do it on your own and just be like, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm always reinventing myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always going to hit the reset button because I got to hit the reset button. I can't do the same thing I did 2 weeks ago or 5 months ago. I want to do something different. I want to
Yeah.
go further. I don't want to be the same I was yesterday. I got to do better now.
Yep.
Every day is just a thing that I got to go through, and it's tiring. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Trust me, especially when you're doing private parties at the end,
Yeah.
and you don't want to break down
Ooh.
these speakers, man. You don't want to do this, and you don't want to break down, and you just like sometimes you just want to say, you know what, I'm gonna just pay somebody, and I could just go in and DJ. But why do that when you can just do it yourself? It's not gonna hurt. And there's times that as soon as I pull up home, I gotta take everything out again. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
then I gotta take things back in.
It's,
It's
it's a lot. It's a lot of work still, even with the smaller compact systems, meaning the controller, where you don't have to carry two turntables, a mixer, amps, and records anymore. Ooh,
let me tell you
remember
something.
them days, bro.
I give it up to the DJs that's still rocking out with turntables. That taking them two turntables out and a mixer. I give it to them because let me tell you something. That is true love. That's
Ah,
true love.
you just hurt my back with that one.
Yeah, but I
Turntables and
give it.
records and
Yeah, yo, I tell you, I give it up to them, man, because let me tell you something. That's true love. You know, some of us are just like lazy and just say 1, 2, 3, a setup. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, everything is so fast paced. Everything is time. Everything you
Yep,
gotta, cause time don't stop for nothing, man. So you gotta keep going and keep going and keep
sure
going and
don't.
keep going.
Yep,
But you know what? At the end of the day, though, I'm glad for technology, though, and I'm glad that they do controllers and stuff like that because doing 2 gigs, even 3 gigs a day, breaking
for
down,
real.
doing this, doing
Ooh,
that, like
yeah.
when you can just plug and go, like, plug and play, which is good. And I'm glad that like Pioneer, Rain, they uh they got with turntableless, which
Yeah,
is they got with doing their
DJ Jazzy
controllers.
Jeff. I know
Yeah,
he helped influence the Pioneer, the S7, S9, and S11.
yeah,
I do
and
believe. I could be wrong, but I know
and
he
then not
helped.
only that, he now that they got the Rev 7, the Rain 1, which is a much better, much better controllers than what it was from before. I think the only one that I had before, my first controller really was a Pioneer SB, but I was like so trash, I sold that thing quick. My second
Now,
one was a Newmark NS72 because it had the motorized spinning
platters. Yeah,
platters with the 45 in it, so I can deal with that. The only problem with that, it was just so heavy.
right.
So, but Now that Pioneer and Rain did that new, with the Rain 1 and the Rev 7, man, it makes it so much easier and so much better.
Now we were at the DJ Expo in New Jersey, and for everybody who's listening, they had a DJ Expo in Atlantic City, New Jersey in August of 2022, and we were there, and you got that Rev 7.
Yeah, I picked it
And
up.
yo, he put his money out like man. It's like two or three left, wasn't it?
You know what? And to be honest, I was already rocking off a Pioneer SRT 1000, which was
Okay.
basically is like two CDJs with the 1000 mixer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy with it, and it was light. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was light. Was happy. That was the first time that I ever touched the Rev 7. I knew a couple people that had it, and I knew a couple of people that had it on back order. So many
Mm-hmm.
people was like, I'm still waiting for mine. I'm still waiting for mine. I'm still waiting for mine. So that was the first time I actually was able to touch it. And I went back to it, kept going back to it. And I was like,
We
damn,
seen you.
man, believe it or not. Well, I have a S7 right here.
Ah,
There's an S7.
hold on. Let's get a.
Yeah, this right here is an S7.
Okay.
So it's basically the Rev 7. You understand what I'm saying? So I said,
Yeah.
you know what? And I just kept going back with it. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna go ahead and just got it. But if it wasn't for Can's God, what's Can's God name that was there that purchased the second one? Because remember, he was trying to catch me because when I got there when it first opened,
Mm-hmm.
he said he like 7 people just bought it like that. Because they've been on back order
Wow.
and you couldn't find it.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah, that's right. That's why they were selling out so quick, and they
you
wasn't giving
can't
it.
find
They
it.
wasn't giving on the price either.
Nah, he was the price is 1900. Eight is 1,899. That's the
Mm-hmm.
original price. And he was trying to charge me way more than that. And I was like,
Yeah.
dang. So what happened was what was Can's boy's name that bought the second one?
I forgot. Oh, B-side, DJ B-side.
Was it B-side that bought the other one?
Yeah, I guess what Cam is saying. Yeah.
Okay, B-side. So I said, let's step up to him and see what he can give us. Because if we buy two, you know what I mean? Man, but I'm gonna tell you something, yo. That store, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Salute my brother, Don Julio. Um, what happened? I took the business card from them people because they in Brooklyn.
Right.
So I bought the hard case at the Expo too. But I was looking for a soft case when I do gigs that I don't need to take the hard case.
Right.
So I was looking around, I was Googling, I was calling stores. I even ordered one from this place called Sweetwaters. And they were taking too long for the soft case. I'm like, damn, why are they taking so long? I called the people that I bought the Red 7 off of
Mm-hmm.
from Atlantic City. I said, yo, y'all got a soft case? He was like, yeah, man, we got one for cheap for 156. I said, what? 156? I said, hold up. Let me cancel my order. I'm gonna call you right back. But it was crazy, man. But let me tell you something. That Rev 7, man, I love it, man. It's a little heavier than what I had before, but it gives me that true DJ feel now,
Yeah.
and I love it.
The
I
one
love
of the guys that was there, he was showing me and DJ Cam how to use it and some of the features in it, and it's amazing, bro.
it is.
That thing, woo,
It is, and I still don't even know a lot of the stuff,
a lot of it.
but I'm so used to doing with the F7 is it already has most of the what I have with the refs, with the S7, so I have
Yeah.
familiar. So, but I love it though. I tell you that much. It is heavy with the with the hard keys. I ain't go front. It is heavy, but
But not as heavy as 8 crates of records, right?
no, no, no. Let me tell you something. When I moved to my house 5 years ago, I still got all my records in the basement.
Ah,
And I have I went to Sam's Club and I bought shelves, like metal shelves that can hold them.
yeah.
And let me tell you something, I just threw records. Them things not even organized. They ain't organized at all. I just threw them things in there. I ain't. I'm
You're
like,
gonna appreciate them one day.
yeah. One day when I had the time, I'll organize them. But they not. They all over the place. Because I had them all organized by the crews. Like I had all Rockefeller
Mm-hmm.
and whoever was on Def Jam was like but he was on Def Jam, and whoever else was on Def Jam that wasn't with a part with a crew or something. It was all Def
Right.
Jam. I had all Death Row, all Murder Inc.
Now they all
That's
mixed
how,
up,
yeah.
right?
Now they all mixed up, and I had all the old schools, and then I had all the trash on this side, like the one hit wonders. I used to have them, but nah. And
Mm.
believe it or not, I still have the hard case that you used to put the records in,
Yeah.
like the flight coffins for the
Yeah.
records. I still have them. I still have two of the Odyssey joints that has the wheels that you can use them, and yeah, I still got them.
Wow, dope.
Yeah, I still got them. I still got some of my old mixes. I got my Vasek 05.
Hmm.
I got two 06s from Vastex. I got the Rain 52, Rain 56, Rain 57.
Gee.
Yeah, I still got. I wish I would have had the older joints though, like the
Yeah,
like when I first started Gemini and stuff like that. I wish I had that.
I still got a couple of those.
Yeah, I
I
wish I still
still
had
got a
some of that.
couple of them.
One of these days when I really get the way I want it downstairs and everything, just to get the glass casings and start putting them up and stuff like that.
Right.
I might find some on something on eBay and stuff, but I definitely want that first mixer what I had, which is Gemini. I think is MX 2200.
Mm.
They didn't even
All
have
right.
it was just
Hey.
they didn't have no master value, no nothing.
Mm.
Actually,
Classic.
yeah, actually how I got that was watching DJ Scratch when he remember he had it on What You Saying. He had it on the video What You Saying, and it
On
was
the video, yeah.
yeah, and it was that's how I ended up getting that mixer. Cause and then when I heard it was only $50, a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, they're only $50." I said, "What?"
Yeah. But $50 back then was a
It was
lot of
a lot.
money.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Now they want 2,000 for a mixer. Inflation.
Who you
So,
telling,
bro,
man? But even
this
before inflation, when that S9 dropped,
yeah.
that thing was. I was like, "What?"
Ah,
I think the
man.
most I ever paid for a mixer was the Vastec 05. I
Mm.
think it was like 550 when it first came out. And then I said, then when they did that, I said, I ain't never buying another mixer. And and every time you say that, something
You
else
get done
comes in.
buying another one. Yo, this feature, I need it now. Or
Yeah.
somebody tells you, yo, this feature's dope. And you're like, I gotta get it.
The only thing that's good now, what I love is that a lot of DJs sell their stuff, and if they're in good condition, you can come up, you can have a nice come up, which is good because I bought some of my party lights off, just off of Facebook Market or something like that,
Hmm.
and and they were in good condition, so I didn't have to go out and really buy, pay full price.
Yeah.
And I made, and as long as they're in good condition, and I know, then hey, listen, and if I need it, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it.
Hmm. Man.
That's
So,
that's one thing that I could say that between the Craigslist,
right.
eBay, stuff like that, that really helped
Facebook
out.
Marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah, because I tell you something, man. Like even this platform, I mean, just having this, imagine we didn't even have none of this from back in the days. You had to do like Ralph McDaniel, a video music
Video
box.
music box. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you ain't had that budget, that money, you couldn't do that, man.
Oh man, that is so dope, bro. So we wrapping this thing up, man. That golden nugget. I think that's a platinum nugget about the name change, bro. When somebody hears this, they're gonna really put some thought into that. If they're debating about whether they should do that or not, change a name to grow, and it exploded your business. You got anybody you want to shout out before we get out of
Oh
here?
my! Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Cam, Super, Monique, Kevin, uh, Don Julio, and whoever was said, "Hey, Cuzzo, I seen Bismarck at
DJ
yeah, whatever."
Super.
Super. Who else was here? Everybody that was on, everybody that tuned in, man. I really appreciate you, man. Like I said, Cam, Super, just knowing them personally. Definitely, um, definitely want to give a shout out to Peru because Peru, helped me in a lot. Even getting connected with the right people too, and even up to this day, he still be like, "Yo, there's a guy you want to get, there's an, so." Definitely, and you, man, I definitely want to big you up, man. I'm thank you for just giving, reaching out to me. And I know we was talked about this in
Yeah, we
August, and
we
but you know what? Just look, man. This is let me tell you something. Since then, this is my second interview.
really.
Yeah, this is my second interview. I just did one like a month and a half ago. So this is my
Hmm.
second one, and I really appreciate it because um, people get to hear me.
Yeah, people get to
People get
hear your
yeah,
story.
yeah, and that's one thing. And maybe and not only just hear my story, but maybe it can help out somebody else with something else. Like you said, maybe they might think about changing a name, or maybe they might just think about doing something completely different, or maybe they
Yeah.
might take a little bit of piece of whatever I might say and add it to something else to their thing and make their business grow. So all I say is DJs, man, don't never give up. Yes, it's a struggle. Yes, it's a pain. It's blood, sweat, and tears as we getting older is not the same as we was when we was younger. But you just
Hmm.
gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You can't stop. Um, you gotta be on that ditty. Can't stop, won't stop. And yeah, if you stop, man, I stopped a couple times. If I didn't stop and wasting them years, you
Imagine
know,
where you would be.
I would be most. Who knows? But you know what? God has a plan. God knew what He was doing with me, and He knows what I'm going in and what He has in store for me. So I know that, one day, I will go and be something where I'll be comfortable and where I want to be. I don't want to be the biggest one. I, don't- you know, I, as long as I'm just out there having fun with it and loving it, that's all I care about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on. I know we took some time and set this up, but it is done. People heard your story. I appreciate the nuggets you did. We got a couple of people on here that appreciate you. You know, you were highly recommended for me to do the DJ interview by heavy hitter DJ Cam.
Yes.
So
My brother right there.
big shout out to him
Yeah,
for
definitely, man. That's my brother right there.
facilitating.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's my brother right there, man. Good dude, man. Always been there, man. He's been there from day one, man.
Yeah,
Always. Always.
yeah,
And never, no matter he was on the radio, he did celebrity parties, he did this, he's still the same dude, man.
yeah.
Same
Really,
dude.
really good dude. So this is Harry the Big Dog, and this is I'm gonna leave you on with me. This is the DJ interview, and we got another one down. We approaching 100 episodes, bro. Quickly, as of the airing of this. It may be after when you heard this one. But we will see you guys next time. We are out of here.